So, should I count down? 3, 2, 1, start.
See, like, the other levels is just to start off. So you get the basic gist of the game. Click the key, it opens the door,
Yeah, and I just have to say something here. This is an amazing game with a lot of comments. It merits a lot of comments, but it's also very hectic, so I don't know how much possibilities I will get to say something about it. So, you go ahead and
for
talk.
being a puzzler, it's actually really high tempo on the game. Of course, the early stages aren't that much impressive, but it gets a lot worse, a lot fast. A lot fast? A lot fast, I don't know. I am born and bred together with the other Swinglish speakers around here. Just look at how many enemies there are. There's like 10 enemies on the screen. And we're at the third stage. Yeah, how many stages are there?
There are 48 regular stages, and then comes the last room, which is the Solomon's room. In this run, I will collect some hidden items, so I will go through 3 more rooms, so 52 in total. And that's all the rooms there are in the game. There are some bonus rooms as well, but they are just bonus. I mean, they have no interest.
You released this room. Oh, stop shooting fireballs. No. You can cancel out the fireballs with blocks, but the blocks get destroyed by it, so...
Might be a good idea to say something about the fireballs. I don't know if you can...
you can... I believe you can shoot fireballs. They're like... They follow walls, right, I believe. Yeah.
And you shoot them in the order you pick them up. So you see the fireballs on the scroll on the top right of the screen. Right now I have 2 fireballs. The small flame, it's a normal fireball, and the big flame represents a super fireball. I really screwed up this level. This is gonna be fun.
Too many electro balls.
This is not how it's supposed to be played. Okay, that went fine.
Fairies?
If you collect 10 of them, you get an extra life. So for a speedrun, it's of no use.
That's pretty casual. Oh, timing!
Yeah, that's a tricky jump, and for a speedrun, you need to do a couple of those. You can actually stand on the very edge of a block and jump out from it if there is a block above.
But yeah, the most noticeable part of Solomon's Key is Solomon himself, because he's really pimping. There's like a cape like Superman, and then regular clothes like Link. And yeah, how can you not be a superhero if you wear that?
Except that it's... Come on. It's actually not Solomon. He's called Dana. And
Dana?
It's a
They
magician.
call yourself Dana.
And yeah, the story behind this game is kind of interesting. And again, I don't know if I'm able to explain it without stuttering one word every 10 seconds. So
It's probably really deep. But yeah, Dana is obviously a fairy by himself, so I don't know why he collects them. Maybe he wants friends or something. And Solomon is a douchebag.
he is not a douchebag, no, not at all.
That sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, and if you're stuck in this maze, yeah, that sounds like Stockholm Syndrome.
Whoever builds something like this has to be a douchebag.
It was not Solomon.
Oh yeah, now he blames someone else. No, I swear Solomon is innocent. Hadouken! And the fireball.
That's a tricky one, it's easy to mess up that.
I guess fireball management is a pretty big part of it.
Yeah. I can actually clear all the rooms without fireballs, but they speed up a lot.
Of course you gotta play with fireballs. Play Street Fighter. Oh, the dragons!
And an important aspect of the fireball management is that you shoot out the fireballs in the order you have picked them up. So in some cases it might actually be beneficial just to fire off a normal fireball to get the big fireball for the room where you need it. This is one of the hardest rooms.
Electro-sparks everywhere.
I don't think this is gonna end well.
There's a lot of shit on the screen right now.
I have to play it safe here. I slightly missed a jump, and I think that's...
No, the dragons.
Yeah.
There's so many enemies.
I came out of phase, and then it's difficult to... Exactly.
Are there any levels where you save time by just killing yourself?
There are a couple of them, yes, but I'm more of a... I like to play without deaths, so that's what I aim for.
Video games.
That's what I aim for when I make a serious speed run. But there are two, possibly 3 rooms where you could save time by dying. However, one thing also, if you die, you will change the enemy movements, enemy RNG. So
it might mess up even more.
It might mess up rooms later on. I still think you save time though.
Breakout levels. No, the dragon. Haha. What are you doing, Freezer? Freezer's walking on the ceiling on his shoulders.
I played it quickly on an emulator, but I'm not as interested in it actually. It seems to be more not linear because it's very a lot of thinking as well, but it's not as much action as in Solomon's Key.
Oh, that Hadoken. Oh, it's gonna kill the other ones. No, it missed them all.
I'm gonna show you something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
What? What? That is rad.
So this game has a lot of secrets, like that one where you just bump your head 11 times into one of the grey stones, and you get Bombjack, which is another character that Tecmo, the developer of this game, created.
He's in a sort of cool game.
Yeah, he's also in a good game. So what I did there was obviously it wasted time, but it's still a
nice to show.
funny thing to show. I'm not gonna break any world records anyway, so. This is a fun room. Let's see.
Double fireball, kill all the dragons.
Oh.
Ooh, secrets. You just don't know.
If you paid attention, you saw that I picked up an icon with a 6-pointed star. It's actually a David star, and that icon is called the Solomon Seal. There are 8 of those in the game, and you need to pick up all of them, and they are hidden in the same places every single time you play. But you don't know beforehand where. I mean, if you just play the game, there is nothing in the manual telling you where they are, so they're just hidden somewhere.
So you're pretty much gonna go around, create a block on every single spot on the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of secret.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane if you...
You can create blocks on the Batman symbol.
No, you cannot create a block if there is something else there.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. And other things, a key or anything.
Well, Batman is in most places.
In that room, yeah. So now I have picked up the 4 first Solomon Seals, and now I'm sent to a hidden room instead, where I can pick up the page of time. And obviously this is not explained at all in the manual, so this is something you just need to figure out.
The page of time, it's a Zelda game all of a sudden.
And later on I will play the lower part of that level to pick up the page of space. And when both of them picked up, I will get a better ending. And that's part of the best ending that I'm going to do.
Totally inspired by Pokemon. Pokemon was the first game to have time and space. This room looks so simple. Oh, that fireball! Killed 1,000 dragons. Ah, sprite flickering. Can't see anything. Ooh.
It is simple. So what I did there was I stood on the right edge of a block, and then you can create a block in the same space pretty much to build a column.
Electro balls. It's not hard balls. It's electric balls.
And
I like hard balls.
exactly that death has happened to me every single time I practice here, and I think it has something to do with the timing.
That was pixel perfect.
When I play the game at home, I don't have that problem.
No, the skulls.
You can actually continue from the room you left, but you lose the fireballs.
And the score.
Yeah, and the score.
I'm not gonna get a Twin Galaxies record now.
I don't know how am I gonna survive that.
Oh, the jump timing.
Yeah.
Playing it safe. Picked up a new. Turned every skull into a gift bag or something. I think someone just tried to kill themselves or something. Then again, I'm not sure that Ktwo isn't, seeing as he's speedrunning both Solomon's Key and Wonder Island. That's pretty close to suicide.
I mean, Adventure Island, there are some tricky jumps, but it's a lot of memorization. Solomon's Key, there are a lot of more difficult tricks that you can include. So I think there is more execution in Solomon's Key.
This room looks so simple to solve, but since you can't create blocks underneath you, you have to go the really long way. Oh yeah, obviously he's a speedrun. I hope he's taking the fast way. Hope he isn't chilling around like, oh, I gotta collect some more points.
I won't bother you with any boring points.
Stop making fun of Twin Galaxies. It's a good website.
I think we
What's
should
down?
maybe
No,
talk about
Twin Galaxies.
maybe we should talk about the game instead.
Oh yeah.
This room 29, if I manage it, the solution will look pretty nifty here.
Time for cool.
There I picked up one of those Solomon seeds again.
Oh. I'm not sure exactly what it is that's spawning.
It's demons, and it's part of the story that there were demons in the world, and they were then they were trapped by this Solomon's Key, which is actually a book, and they were trapped into this constellation where the game is taking place. And you'll probably notice there are references to the zodiac and the constellation signs all over the place.
So you can get a lot of references to stuff. It's a very deep game. Got religious issues and philosophical questions.
It is. I wish I could explain a bit more about it, but I'm sucked into the gameplay.
See, that's why you speedrun Final Fantasy. You can talk about the plot all you want. Except that there is no plot in Final Fantasy. But if there was, you could have. Timing.
This room 32, it's one of those rooms where you, excuse me, where you can save time by abuse. So if you want, you can actually drop down, pick up the,
Pick up the key, die.
pick up the key,
respawn.
die, and then you respawn just below the door.
I love the sequence based in this game, so probably sort of intended.
It's kind of interesting with this game because if you play it for the first time, you will probably get stuck on a lot of rooms, and the solutions will be very difficult to find. But if you know the game, you will actually see that there are many different solutions.
Yeah, it's
Which-
very non-linear.
Yeah,
There's
which
plenty of ways to solve
leads
this
to
puzzle.
plenty of ways to optimize rooms.
Oh, with the bar.
Yeah, probably.
But it's hard to die once you pick up the key. You need the hard balls. Yay, power-ups all over the place. Oh, the timing.
This is the hardest game in the hardest room in the game. You see
The
you
hottest game in the room as well, so...
probably hardest game in the game too, yeah. And you see those skeleton heads that spawn from next to the door. They don't spawn with regular intervals, and it's happened quite a few times that you try to reach the door, and then you, just as you pass that mirror, a skeleton head spawns. Like now, for example,
playing
I don't
safe,
dare.
playing safe.
I don't dare.
Nice.
Yeah, I just need to survive that room.
I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I should start a band. Which one? Or one drum.
for a speed run, most of the items you see scattered around the rooms, they're not that useful. The only thing you use are these, as you call them, nukes that destroy all the enemies, and the fireballs.
This room was extremely bare bones.
So
It's taking the easy way.
yeah, this is sort of the shortest way. I use some safer strats in this room, but you pretty much need to take this route.
Some fireballs.
Next room will be interesting. In practice here in Skövde, I haven't managed to beat this game properly, so it's gonna be a tough one. Maybe.
Oh, nice. Ghosts are immune to nukes.
Yeah,
Cockroaches.
it's only the respawning enemies that are affected by the nukes. I don't remember what they're called. And actually, in this room, I make an enormous shortcut. Maybe you noticed that when I started the room, I started with a jump, even though I was mid-air. And if you exit the previous room in a special manner, so without holding up on the D-pad, then you can start the next room with a jump, even if you start mid-air. In some rooms, in this one, a couple of them, it's useful. This is probably considered the hardest room in the game. Now I have the super fireball, so hopefully it should be not too much of an issue.
Room 44, getting to the end game.
red fires you can extinguish. So by dropping them, they will go out. While the blue fires, they will always stay active.
Casual fire.
The item I'm picking up there, it's the item that will bring me to the second secret room, the one with the page of space. There are actually many ways to run Solomon's Key. You can either do as I'm going to do here, to clear all the rooms, but there are also warps in the game. So you can actually clear Solomon's Key by only playing 25 rooms, and you can even get the best ending while using some of the warps, as long as you don't miss any of the secret items.
That sounds immensely casual.
And you saw me using the block magic on the door, and that's what allowed me to break open the bottom block there.
What?
So in these secret rooms, they all have some kind of special thing to solve them.
There's a secret in the secret room.
Yeah, there's a secret in the secret room.
This game is amazing. It hates everyone. That is really cool, but it hates you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to figure that out.
Oh, those jumps! One big fireball left. No zombies everywhere. And a dragon. No respawning dragon. Another seal.
If I would have hit the exit, the run would have been over, because I needed that item, the Solomon's Key above the exit there. And if you do a speed run of Solomon's Key, you're always going to play room 47. And there is a special thing here. I'm going to... first I'll concentrate, but then I'll tell you. Drop I'm going to attempt now. I have 2 frames to do it. And this one I have 3 frames to do it. So of course now it's not too bad, but if you're at the end of a speed run where you have tried many attempts and you have a good run going, and this is one of the last rooms, and you have that chain of drops, and there is another one too in the room after this.
That's intended.
I don't know. It's not required to do that, but I'm pretty sure it's intended in the sense that the developers knew about it. But it's not required for the room solutions, and that's what I think. That's what makes one of the things that makes Solomon's Key so great, that you can use these extremely difficult strategies to save time, But there are also safer strategies if you just want to play it normally. Exactly. And if you play it for the first time, you'll probably not find any of them. You'll just get stuck.
Yeah, the rooms are really multifaceted. There's lots of obvious solutions, and then there's... Generally, in Solomon's Key, when you play it for the first time, you'll look at the room for like 20 minutes, and you think, oh, I found the solution. And then you do it, and then you die. Because there's an obvious trap that you didn't see that they thought of. Because they're assholes.
So now, normally, this is the last regular room, room 48. And normally I would have been sent to the Solomon's room, to the last room. But because I picked up all of Solomon's seals, I will have the chance to save the princess with an S. Or 3S. And the secret to this room is to drop that red flame in the exact way that I did it here on the right side, and that allows me to gain that's also a 3-frame a 3-frame drop, so again it's not super difficult if you just if you do it from a safe state or something, but if it's at the end of a run, you're pretty nervous and pumped up. It's a lot of fun to have such hard tricks at the end.
Solomon room.
So this is the very last room, and the book in the middle, that's Solomon's Key. No. Okay. Done.
Time. 37:40.
Not too bad.
Alright, so you claimed earlier that Solomon wasn't the douchebag.
So a little bit about the ending here. The fairies that are released, you get them because you saved the princess. And then the demons that are sucked in here. And the constellation will soon crumble. That's because you picked up the pages of time and space. So they have some kind of magical power.
That's a fuck ton of demons.
And if you don't pick these up or save the princess, it will just directly skip to the other ending screen.
That was more demons than in a Devil May Cry game.
It hasn't really been speedrun much in the West. There are a couple of Japanese speedrunners, but they're not using the optimal room strategies. So I think I'm the only one speedrunning this, trying to optimize it. Of course, I play on the European version, so it's a bit difficult to compare it to the American version.